I am so excited to be here. There's been a lot of changes going on with Amazon and Goodreads and all of the different places where people have been able to leave reader reviews up till now, and I want to walk you through some of those recent changes. Thanks again for joining me, and don't worry, as you come up with questions, just either jot them down or make sure you put them into the Q&A box, because I will be answering your questions at the end of this session. Thanks, and why don't we get started? We're going to cover today how to get reader reviews now that Amazon has changed all the rules. Some of the rules that you may not know that have changed, some of the big things that come along with customer reviews that you may not be aware of. Number one, while it is still okay to offer your book for an online review, it is not okay with Amazon to offer your book for an Amazon review. That is considered solicitation. They do not want you to solicit an Amazon review. So while you're looking at getting more reviews for your book, keep in mind that I know how frustrating it is. I do. I know that more reviews means that more sales. I know that the more reviewers you get, the better chance you have of bigger promotion, either through BookBub. I know that libraries look at Amazon reviews, and simply having a higher number of reviews will dramatically increase your future sales, even more than having higher stars. A report that came out of London's School of Economics about 8 months ago, and which was reported, believe it or not, in the New York Post, showed that online shoppers will trust a product that has far more reviews than they trust a product that has fewer reviews but has more stars. So you can have a 5-star product, but if you only have a few dozen reviews, you will not sell as many, according to a number of studies, as you will if you have, let's say, 3.5 or 4 stars, but you have 1,000 reviews. More reviews increase your ranking on Amazon and makes you easier to find everywhere else. So if indeed there's been a lot of changes, what is it you need to know and what is happening that will allow you to get some of those reviews if you're not allowed to ask for them anymore? There are different types of reviews. There are verified purchasers. There are top 100 reviewers. If you take a look at this slide here, you will see that the slide by Seagal in the upper left-hand corner, this is by a verified purchaser. That means that Amazon verified that Seagal bought this book from Amazon. That's all verified purchase means. It does not mean that they bought it full price. It doesn't mean they bought it on discount. Amazon does not differentiate. It is simply a note that they will put on a review to assure people that this person, Seagal, Kirsten, Yvonne, their reviews actually came by a verified purchase on Amazon. And you want as many of your reviews to have verified purchase next to them as possible. Amazon gives verified purchases a much bigger weight when they are determining your stars. If you have 10 5-star reviews that are not verified purchases and 2 verified purchases that only are 3 stars, your stars are going to go down dramatically, much closer to the 3-star range than the 5-star range. You'll also notice here that Susan is a top 1,000 reviewer. I'm going to show you in a little bit how to find the top reviewers. All right, so let's keep going. There's also been some confusion over time as to who's allowed to leave a review. Not everyone can leave an Amazon review. Amazon was never particularly interested in becoming a review site. What they want is to become a trusted retailer, and it is very important to them that their reviews stay as pristine as possible. So much so that if you would like to write a review on Amazon, you need to be an Amazon customer. You must have spent at least $50 on Amazon.com using a valid credit or debit card over the last year. It does not, and so if you spend the money on Kindle Unlimited, if you spend the money on your Prime subscription, that does not count towards the $50. You actually have to purchase $50 worth of product on Amazon.com at least once a year to be eligible to write reviews on Amazon. Here is the list, the relatively new list of what is and is not allowed to be asked for on Amazon. Promotions and commercial solicitations are not allowed on Amazon. Now, don't worry about all these words. I pulled this right from the Amazon page today. This is the most up-to-date thing that we have. But what is not allowed on Amazon anymore is you cannot post content, any content, including reviews. You can't post discussions. You can't go in and make wish lists. You can't review books that have anything to do with books that are connected to your relative, your close friend, a business associate, an employer. You are not allowed to create any content around any of your competitors' products or services. You guys have heard me say a million times that authors are not your competition, they're your community. That is absolutely true. That is the mental space we all need to be in. But according to Amazon, authors are other authors' competitors. And more authors who are writing reviews of other authors' books, they are finding their reviews are getting pulled down. I have seen it happen to my books. Creating, modifying, or posting content regarding any competitor's product or services is not allowed, and Amazon considers other authors, especially authors in your genre, to be competitors. Simply by the fact that you're in the industry now makes you somewhat ineligible to write reviews. You're not allowed to create, modify, or post comments, or that means reviews or discussions or anything, in exchange for any compensation of any kind. Or you can't offer compensation. Anything you're advertising, you can't be writing reviews for. There are a few exceptions. You can write customer reviews of things that you purchase through Amazon or receive through the Vine program. But you must comply with the additional guidelines. And we're going to get to those guidelines on the next page. But content that is requested by Amazon. So if Amazon reaches out to you in an email and says, would you like to be a Vine reviewer? Or would you like to write a review of this particular book? Then you're allowed to do so. They would be thrilled. You are allowed to ask a question in the Q&A feature, but be very careful that you do not do anything to solicit or to augment the reputation of the book, or they'll pull it right away, and they may block you. Book authors and publishers, you can read down at the bottom, may still continue to provide free or discounted copies of their books to readers, as long as they do not require or even ask for a review in exchange or an attempt to influence the review. So I'm going to give you some language in the next few slides that will keep you safe from all of these different rules. You may submit reviews on Amazon, but quite often what's happening now is that people's reviews are being pulled. Amazon wants to encourage people to share their opinions, but they do not allow anyone, unfortunately, they are not allowing people to offer their opinion if you are connected to them in any way. And that means if you are a fellow author, it means that if you're in different Facebook groups together, and you may say to yourself, well, how do they know we're in Facebook groups together? Well, we all use pretty much the same email to sign up for Facebook and for Amazon and Goodreads and YouTube and Amazon knows. They know what your email address is, and they have bots that go out and are crawling around looking for usernames and email addresses online. So please pay close attention to these new rules. For any of you who are curious about where to find these rules, you simply all you have to do is go to newshelves.com/Amazon. If you go to newshelves.com/Amazon, it's a website that I just put up for you guys. Newshelves.com/Amazon will take you right to the customer review rules pages directly on Amazon, so that you can stay up to date on those rules as things change in the upcoming months. And the final thing I wanted to share for you is the things that you need to keep in mind, that if your review or anyone's review is removed or rejected because it does not comply with Amazon guidelines, nobody may resubmit it. You can't go, oh, it was rejected, I'll write it again. Nope, you get one chance. So make sure that you're following the rules. Make sure that you are not mentioning your own book. Make sure that if you include any URLs or links to other products sold on Amazon, that they are not connected to you or your industry, and that the URLs are only products sold on Amazon. Make sure that they are not books of people that you live with or that you are connected with on social media. Amazon is getting more and more careful and downright draconian about yanking reviews. And if you end up with a few reviews yanked, they may block anyone's ability to write a review of your book. It's happening. Books are being pulled down and reviews are being blocked if they feel that the author or publisher is getting too many, or if there's a weird sort of trigger that goes off, if the reviews are all starting to look suspicious, their computer will just lock it down. Now, I realize this is all sounding very unfair and very mean. So these are the realities, and I'm not trying to scare you with the realities. What I'm trying to do is educate us all as to what the new world order is. It was true a year ago that we could write reviews for each other. We could, I'll read your book, you read my book, let's write some reviews. You could go and buy reviews. You could go and sign up for $100 and go get a web crawler that would grab this was about 2 years ago, it would grab all the email addresses of everyone who'd ever reviewed a book in your category. Unfortunately, today that's all done. So how do you get reviews, reader reviews? How do you get reviews on Goodreads and Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com and IndieBound and Bookshop.org? Here is my solution. It is time consuming, but it's a small time commitment every day. Just a small time commitment. And this is what I'd like you to do. I'd like us all to commit to ask for 3 reviews a day. We will offer our book for review to 3 reviewers a day. It will take you less than 5 minutes. But if you start making this part of your daily practice, 3 offers a day will start turning into a snowball effect. That's 15 a week. Let's say you take the weekends off. If you don't take the weekends off, it's 21 a week. You send out 3 requests a day. And over the course of a month, what you're then looking at is 60, 70, 80 requests that you've made that month. And then 60, 70, 80 requests that you make the next month. It is a slow process, and it's nowhere near as fun or as exciting as it was 2 years ago to be able to lay a few $100 out and get somebody to go buy you 40 reviews. But Amazon doesn't want that anymore. They don't allow it. So if we're going to take a moment and just address the new reality, we can actually get the same or more reviews than we've ever had before with a small daily practice. The first step of this daily practice is to make your book easy to review. And I'm going to show you something right here. I'm going to do a screenshot of a web page that I recommend. But here are 3 web pages. There's NetGalley, there's BookFunnel, and there's BookConnect. I will tell you that I use BookFunnel. I love NetGalley, but it's too expensive. I don't have that kind of money. And NetGalley doesn't always let everyone download your book. Not every reviewer gets a copy of your book from NetGalley. Now, BookFunnel and BookConnect you control, so everyone who you send the link to can download it. So let me briefly show you how and why you want to set up a BookFunnel or a BookConnect or a NetGalley page. Here is an example of a BookFunnel page. There is a URL that you can send somebody. You can say bookfunnel.com/ and then you can come, the name of your book. So mine would be bookfunnel.com/ the right way. But Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, here's a sample one. That BookFunnel puts up. All you do is you send someone a download link like this. It takes them right to this web page, gives them the cover, shows them a little bit of a headline, there's a description, and then all you have to do is they click on Get My Book. Do I have an iPad, an iPhone? What about a Kindle? My computer? What do I read? Well, I want to read it on my iPhone. So I can download the BookFunnel app. Oh, I don't want to do that. No, see, I read books on my Kindle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Kindle. Download the Mobi file. Nice. That's what I want to do for transferring to any Kindle device. And so what I want to do is I want to download them, or I can just email it to the person. Okay, here's my email address. please send me the Kindle file or send me the PDF. And then I click send the book. We just sent the Mobi file to Amy at New Shelves. And then it says if you can't find it, email here. I have to say, BookFunnel's one of the easiest ones to use. BookFunnel only costs about $20 a year to sign up for. And so one of the biggest and easiest sites to use is BookFunnel. But BookConnect is very, very similar. NetGalley has a very similar sort of service, but NetGalley offers a lot more services. With NetGalley, you end up with, you can buy emails that they send out to their reviewers. There's a lot more marketing aspects. But the step number one, as I said, is to make sure that your book is easy to find. So put up the Mobi, the Kindle, the EPUB, put it up on one of these sites to start. And once you get that done, then I want you to go find a list of top books in your genre and your authors. Use that list to really target the readers that you want to drive to Amazon. If you want to do this for barnesandnoble.com or IndieBound or bookmarket.org, good. But today's session is about Amazon. You guys have heard me in the past. I have taught classes for years for you guys. And I know you've heard me in sessions, those of you who have been in my sessions before, that how important it is to always have a list of top books in your genre, the most up-to-date list of top books in your genre. And if you're curious about how to get that list together, I teach another class on that I want you guys to sign up for. I want to see you all at the class on how to expand your readership with market research. Expanding your readership with market research is another class I teach. Please go look it up. It's on the schedule. And I would love to see you there. But I can't teach that here, but that's the skill set you need. I want you to go find a list of top books in your genre and go use that list to find the authors on Amazon. There is a web page here. This is called yazif.com. If you look right here, YASIV.com. Yazif is a website that I use to find similar books and similar authors in my genre. My book, The Right Way, is a book. It's a self-help and an advice book for small presses and publishers and self-published authors. So I put in a couple of my community, my authors community. People like John Kramer, 100,001 Ways to Market Your Book by John Kramer. That's what I typed into the bar right here. And all of these books came up that were similar to his, that were also being sold on Amazon. These are some of the best-selling books in my genre. If I had written in a category that is perhaps hard to find, or I didn't get a lot of love from Yazif, I wanted to take you now, once again, to the internet. Let me show you. You simply go to Amazon.com and you type in the name of a book that is in your category. So let's say your category or one of your books is, let's see, the Outlander book. Let's say you've written a Scottish book and you're trying to look for. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to Time Travel Romances over here on the left. Bestsellers. Now skip the sponsored ones. All right, here's the Outlander. Do you want paperback? Are you trying to sell your paperback? Sure, we'll go to paperback. Outlander, the paperback. And let's go down to the category. Number 4 in Time Travel Romances. Oh, look at that. There's all the bestsellers in Time Travel Romances. You now have at least 100 different books that you can choose from for the next step, for what I'm talking about. So that is how to get some of the bestsellers from Amazon. You can also go to USA Today and take a look at some of their best-selling books. So there's a couple of quick ideas. Go to Yazif. Use what I just showed you using the categories. You can simply find your favorite category by typing in the best-selling book that you can think of in your genre. And, maybe if you're a novelist or a business book reader, make sure you cast your eyes at the Wall Street Journal bestseller list or the USA Today bestseller list, the Washington Post. Go to some of the bestseller lists. But once you have a list of books that are well received and selling, and they're either bestsellers or they've got critical acclaim, now you can take your third step. I want you to go and search out the review groups, the discussions that are frequented by the readers and reviewers of that list of titles. So if you've got a list now of 30, 40, 50 titles or authors that are doing very well in your genre, there's a couple of places you can go. And I always say this, we're in a golden age of Google. The internet is your friend. I went onto Facebook.com and I typed in book reviews. And I immediately came up with a number of discussion groups and a number of open pages that are designed for people to either learn how to get book reviews or to offer their book for reviews. Their book reviews and promotion, I mean, there's 26,000 members. So again, guys, we are in a golden age. The internet really is your friend. I'm not kidding. As I said, I went to Facebook. And here, I'll do it right now for you. It would be my pleasure. I go to facebook.com, and here you're going to see my Facebook page. I go up to the search bar. I type in book reviewers. Bam! Look at that list. Book Review Crew. It's a diverse group of avid readers. They review across a broad range of genres. So take a look at, and maybe this is a group that you want to pay attention to. It does not take a lot of time and effort to find these people. It just takes more than it used to. But again, you can do this with just a few minutes a day. I only want you to reach out to 3 people a day. Maybe you want to pay attention to Goodreads one day. Maybe one day you want to send out 3 requests or do 3 things on Facebook. The next day, pay attention to Goodreads. The day after that, maybe you want to start sending emails out to some of the bloggers. Have you gone to Google and looked for reviewers that have actually reviewed on blogs? Let me show you how to do that. So you go to google.com and you type in Outlander blog. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that, because we already know that Outlander is a pretty old book. So let's come up with time travel books. Amazon, best-selling time travel books. The number one in time travel science. We were talking about romance, so let's see. Time travel fiction. And you'll say to yourself, oh yes, Caitlin and the Highlander. That's a very similar book to my book. I've written a romance novel that looks very much like Caitlin and the Highlander. So Caitlin and the Highlander. And then you go to Google and you type in Caitlin and the Highlander book reviews. And let's see what comes up. There's some Goodreads reviewers. FantasticFiction.com. FantasticFiction.com looks like a blog, and they reviewed Caitlin and the Highlander. When did they do this? Here's the date. Read the preview. All right. Would you like to see a review on this particular blog? Well, I know, again, it used to be a lot easier, but all you need to do at this point is get a hold of this reviewer. What I usually do is I enter in at the bottom. I see if there's contact information. Let's see, about Fantastic Fiction. Track your favorites, discover new authors. We're pretty stretched keeping up to date with the latest books. So if you have questions, comments, or corrections, please email. All right, so and the email address is right there at the bottom. It's as simple as that, guys. Now, and you may say to yourself, well, I don't want to email the webmaster at fantasticfiction.com. Really? You don't? You don't even want to give it a try? I mean, this looks, and it says right in the description as to what this is about, that, Dave still remains creator-director, but Dave also occasionally helps out with his nephew. And so, check out that guy's website. And so what I'm saying is, don't make a decision based on what you think. What is the harm in sending an email? And speaking of emails, what sort of email should you send? So let's say you got over the idea that you didn't want to send it to webmaster@fantasticfiction.com, and you are going to send it. This is the sort of email you should send. We now know from this website that Sam is the name of the person who's running the site. So dear Sam, I enjoyed your review of, and now in this case it would be Caitlin and the Highlander, but this is for a case of example. Let's say that you were going to be reviewing another book. Dear Sam, I enjoyed your review of the Caffeine Buzz Diet. I'm writing today to offer you a review of the Lose Weight with Coffee book. Other readers who enjoyed the Caffeine Buzz Diet also enjoyed Lose Weight with Coffee, and I am contacting reviewers to ask if they'd consider giving Lose Weight with Coffee a read and an honest review. You'll notice I'm not mentioning Amazon here. If you're interested in a free copy, please click on the link below and download a copy of the ebook for your Kindle, your e-reader, your iPad, or computer. Amy Collins. And then you put whatever link in that you've chosen. If you've gone with Netflix, if you've gone with Book Connect, if you've gone with BookFunnel, then you drop that in. It's a simple email, guys. You can cut and paste and do this sort of email 3 times a day. Can't you? Of course you can. And then, how long do you wait? What do you do after you send that first email? Well, here's how I handle things. If they never respond, that doesn't mean that they didn't go and download your book. So make sure you go to Book Connect or BookFunnel or any of those sites, the ones that you signed up for, and double check and see who downloaded your book. If they don't respond, and if you go to the book site and because for someone to download your book, they have to give you their email address. So you know whether or not Sam downloaded a review copy of your book. But if Sam doesn't respond, and if Sam doesn't download a copy of your book, you let it go. There are thousands of people out there who will review your book. Thousands. And so what you can do is you just move on to the next day. Send out 3 more emails, or contact 3 more people on Facebook groups, or reach out to 3 more people on Goodreads by going through the contact tab. However you decide to spend your 3 reach outs a day, and 3 is just my list. If you want to do 5, do 5. If you want to do 1, do 1. As long as you're doing it every day. When you have a book, it is like having a child. And when you have a child, you are pretty much committing to feeding that child every day. Well, when you have a book, I'm asking you to commit to feed that book every day. Ask for a review. Ask for something every day. And if Sam does download your book, when do you follow up? When do you reach out to them? I would say 60 days. I would say that now some people do it differently. I wait 60 days and I ask them if they'd had a chance to read it, and I ask them if there's any way I can be of help to them. Some people once a week go into their Book Connect or their BookFunnel page and they download the emails of everyone who downloaded it. And I like this. I don't do it because my books are different, but they will send them a thank you note. Dear Sam, I noticed that you downloaded my book last week. I just wanted to thank you so much and tell you that I hope you enjoy it. Have a lovely day. If you're going to reach out to them after a week, that is the most I want to hear you've said to them. I want you to thank them and wish them well. Please do not ask them to write a review. Please, they know what you want. Don't harangue them. But I don't send those emails. Other people do. They get great results. But again, the reason why I don't send those emails is that I am sending out far more than 3 a day. I do this for my clients, and I've got an entire staff of people who are sending out dozens, sometimes several dozens requests every day, and I don't want to be that in touch. So should you follow up? Yes, if they download your book or if they respond with an email. Absolutely. Should you thank them and wish them well? Sure, feel free. And if you're going to ask them if they enjoyed your book or if they're going to leave a review, that's allowed. But wait at least 2 months. Give them a chance to read your book and to remind them 60 days later, if they haven't, that you exist. That is my presentation. I would love to take some questions right now. We're going to open it up, and I'm here, and I would love to hear what you guys thought. I'd love to hear if any questions came up that somehow, perhaps I was confusing or I said something that didn't work or make a lot of sense. We're going to answer these questions. I'll leave this page up so you guys can get a hold of me. So if you get questions later on, if you're going through this process and something doesn't make sense or something gets in your way, you can always email me or get a hold of me through my website or through Facebook, and we can connect that way. So, questions?